Before I get on with today's video, I want to give a quick mention to Invert Shows UK and the very fast approaching Western Invert Show. This show will be on Sunday the 22nd of July at Thornbury Leisure Centre, which is in Bristol. It's £5 for adults, £2 for children, and doors open at 11, close at 4 PM, so it's a 5 hours show. And of course at the show there will be loads of inverts for sale, different livestock traders, there will be equipment for sale, and of course one thing that invert shows do that's different to any other show, they have actual animal shows there. So there's birds of prey, there's the Bugfest show, which is fantastic. I enjoyed that at the Northern show. I of course will be there filming this show, and if you are interested in coming along, please check out the information here to come along, and also in the description, at the very top of the description, there'll be a link to their Facebook page. So please go and check them out, and hopefully I'll see you at the Western show in July. Hey everyone, TarantulaDan here. So in this video I actually have some very bad news. I've had a few deaths in my collection, and this video will be to share them with you and to update them and to celebrate the life of the spiders. And actually I did have a cockroach die, but I'm not actually going to include that because cockroaches die kind of quite a lot. In my collection, occasionally they do get fed by a certain bearded dragon, and all around the world cockroaches get squished. It's a shame, they're wonderful, but I won't be including that in this video. So yes, some spiders have died, and I'm going to try and make this a fun video to talk about them, because otherwise it'd be a very depressing music. It would be a very depressing video. I will not have any depressing music on, no sadness. This is going to be a happy video. I'm going to try and make it happy without getting frustrated, and I know a lot of you are probably going to be like, oh, he's really happy about dead spiders, dislike. That's fine, you can do that. So yeah, let's start off with, I think we should start off with one of the newer editions, and then we'll go through them. So, and then the last one is one that most of you already know, that this one was murdered, and I'll be showing that one lastly. So yeah, let's begin with, which one was the first one that died actually, think about it. Oh yes, it was, where is it? This one. No, those eggs, not those. This one. So it is well and truly dead, and this is the lynx spider that I got at the BTS. Now, what happened to this? Well, let me just sort of show you this under here. But there is actually a molt under here. It molted and was fine. I put some water in for it. It was in another enclosure. I put some some water in to make sure it was hydrated. I found it and it looked like it was dying, so I put it into this. I just tipped the thingy, the molt, and put some tissue on with the actual spider into here, hoping that it would just, dehydrate it and then it would live. It didn't work and it died. So the lynx spider that I had at the BTS, which was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, has died. So wasn't in my care for very long. Don't know what happened to it. I will say on about the editions from the BTS, the webcasting spider that I have, which is currently in this. I haven't rehoused it yet, but it has eaten in my care. It has also molted, and it is just here, so it is doing really well. So I will be getting some footage of that in the future. So the net casting spider is fine. The lynx spider did die, which is a real shame. Next up, I have 2 assassin bugs. Now, of course, I bought 3 of these. These are £5 each. All 3 of them molted. One died actually during the molt, which was, I didn't know what happened with that one. The other 2 are fine. Then I fed both of them. They were both fine with that. One is still doing fine. The other one died. So I don't know what happened to the assassin bugs, but yeah, both of them died, which is kind of rubbish, but you know what, it does happen at the end of the day. Of course, as you would have seen in the intro to this video and the previous video, the Western Invertebrate show is coming up. So when I go there, I'm going to try and get like a colony of assassin bugs from there. So then I get them hopefully at a better price than £5 each, because they were quite pricey considering 2 of them died within a few weeks, but it happens. And just to show you all, this is the other assassin bug, which is alive and well. So I will be doing a video of this guy in the near future. Now, I said I was going to keep this happy, and this is where the video takes a plummet and goes into spiraling depression. This spider, I am genuinely so angry that this happened. I won't swear because I know children watch my channel and I don't want to, but this really sucks. So as you can see on screen, the spider that we are looking at here is my Gramstola portrait, the chili rosehead. I raised this from my sling. I've been raising it for several years now. This is the one that when I did the feeding video with Petco, it ran up and went around my arm, and I just put it back in. Super chill, really nice little spider. I fed it just over a week ago, and the spider took the cricket down. I thought, oh, okay, you know, it's got that, I'll put it on, put it away. I can only speculate as to what actually happened, but I presume the cricket somehow managed to break free, ate the spider, and then the cricket then died of the injuries, which is, it's very disappointing to say the least. I actually found this out. I was having a chat with a subscriber and doing like a video chat, which I do with people, sort of you know, patrons and things, and we were talking about her friend has got a male spider, and he asked her to go and feed the spider when he goes on holiday or something like that, and she's like, oh, it looks really big, it's really scary. So I said, look, I've got one, I'll show you. So I got the enclosure, held it to the camera and said, look, this is it, it doesn't look that big. And it is a T. lagunus, and I was like, oh, that's the wrong one, let me go and get the G. rosea. So I got this, I opened it, and that is what you are seeing, what you've seen is what I saw. And I was like, wow, it's been eaten. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's like genuinely, like, it's been eaten. So yeah, Gramstola portrait, eaten by a cricket, which, if that cricket was still alive, I probably would have fed that to like a mantis or something, and I would have made sure it's a really slow death for the cricket. But the cricket kicked the bucket, so instead they'll be fed to the crab, along with the rest of the spider. I will make like a spider cocktail for the crab, which it would enjoy. Again, I'm prepared for the dislikes for that, but it seems a waste to waste these. There is goodness and nutrients in them. The crab will eat anything, so it seems like, you know, better to do that. So anyway, yeah, so that is that. And finally, before I reveal the final thing that died, that most people by now know what is, who killed it. and yeah, I wanted to say, people have been asking me about the fire huntsman, if I do still have it, and so I'd like to just sort of show you all my fire huntsman. It's in this at the moment. I want to get a nice old boil enclosure for it, but it is still alive and well. It is absolutely wonderful. So if you've been asking me about the fire huntsman, it's doing great. And yeah, everything else in my collection is doing well. Both my Sardonis are doing good. The mantis is doing good. It's a Nuthka, cue for a future video. Centipede is good. Trichopelma I think is good. Everything is good apart from the ones that are dead in this video. So the final thing that was killed, of course, was the Old Weaver. So you will have seen the feeding video. It was a complete accident. If you haven't seen it, allow me to just play you what happened with some very fitting music.
It's right now.
The Old Weaver?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. So
and I drop it and you'll record it. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
Oops. What? What am I doing? Did it die?
So yes, Petco accidentally murdered. Now I say that, and I do not blame Petco at all. He did not mean for that, and I don't know whether that in itself is what killed the spider, but you know, just putting two and two together. You know, what happened was, during the feeding video, we went to take the lid off. Petco opened the lid with the idea that I was going to drop the food in for it, and as Petco opened the lid, the spider fell off and landed on the floor of the enclosure. It was in like a death kill thing, which is why my face was like, oh no, it's dead. And then you saw later on in the video, he did actually get up and he was climbing around and seemed fine. We tried to feed it didn't eat, which is fine. I made sure there's water in there for it, and yeah, genuinely thought, okay, it's fine. And then a few days later, Petco returned back to Croatia, and I was just sort of checking on it, and it was just sort of hanging from the enclosure. Like I've kept all weavers in the past. I know when they are dead, and I was like, that's dead, you know. I'd actually left it in there because of the one egg sac. The first egg sac is now opened, and I left the female in there with the idea that maybe the young spiderlings would actually eat her. That is not what happened, which is kind of a shame in a sense. But I left her there for a few days. They didn't eat her, so then I removed her. So, and of course I messaged Petco and I was like, you know, your weaver's dead kind of thing. And he was all like, oh, you're joking. I was like, no, you know. But when I say he murdered it, I'm joking. You know, I do not blame Petco. Petco, if you're watching this, don't feel too guilty. It was an accident. If it wasn't you opening the lid, it would have been me opening the lid. We don't know if that's what caused her to die or not, whether there was a rupture or something. I couldn't see anything, but that's what I think. So yeah, anyway, the all weaver died, of course. Now I'll mention that in live streams and previous videos, and of course a few of you that I speak to a lot of my subscribers on you know, various sort of social media. It's very hard to keep in touch with everyone, but I did my best to do so. And most of you that I spoke to are aware of what's happened. So yeah, the old weaver died. But it happens, you know what, and at the end of the day I do still have all of these wonderful babies that are doing really, really well. I'll be keeping my eye on those, and hopefully I'm going to be rehousing those in the next sort of few weeks into something a bit smaller and a bit more secure, which hopefully will make for a pretty good video. Introduce a load of springtails into the bottom, which of course at that size they'll be able to feed on those, and yeah, you know, hopefully get some good footage of them. So, but they are doing well, and it is a shame that these additions died. To be honest, I'm more upset about the portrait dying than the all weaver, in a way, because the all weaver, she died, I got some babies. The portrait though, I've only had her since like what, November, I think I bought her at the Southeast Arachnid show. I bought the assassin bugs and the lynx spider at the BTS, which was back on the 20th of May, so a few weeks ago. The portrait I've raised from a sling for years, and it got eaten by a cricket, so as you can imagine that's quite disappointing. But it does happen. That is part of being in the hobby. When you have hundreds of animals, you know, you are going to lose them, and I figured rather than do a really sad, you know, montage video with sad music, and you know, I don't want that, you know, it happens. And at the end of the day, you know, the all weaver, she's given me some wonderful slings. The grandma, you know, the grandma sort of portrait, got some good footage of that in the past. Absolutely wonderful spider. I just wish I had it longer, and who knows what kind of videos I could have made with that, you know. It happens. So yeah, that is this video. A little bit more depressing, kind of, but I'll try to make it a bit happy, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video. The next video I'm going to be working on, of course, is my Celadonias, which will be the next video. I have some updates on those. I have some molts, just lots of footage and information that I think you will enjoy. I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. So, with that said, everyone, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for taking the time for watching it. Of course, I do have a Patreon. If you'd like to support me and my channel, you can do so by clicking on the annotation at the end of the video up in this corner, or by clicking on the link in the description. I also have a PO box, so if you'd like to send me anything to get on the fan war, then you can do so. The PO box address is in the description to this video. And as always, don't forget to like, leave a comment and subscribe. It does really help me. Hit the bell icon so that you don't miss my future uploads. And feel free to share this video with one person. if you think they might enjoy it, or another one of my videos. Yeah, feel free to share my content, it does really help me. With that said, everyone, thank you for your time, take care, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Goodbye from me, everyone.